In the far reaches of the Indian Himalayas lies a high-altitude desert, vast, silent, and strikingly beautiful. This is Spiti Valley. Carved by time and shaped by the elements, Spiti is a land of extremes. Temperatures plunge well below freezing, oxygen is scarce, and life clings on with resilience. Yet, amid its stark isolation, Spiti thrives with ancient monasteries, a deep-rooted culture, and some of the planet's most elusive wildlife. Among them roams a creature shrouded in mystery, the snow leopard, known as the ghost of the mountains. It has captivated imaginations for generations, and now it draws in a new kind of visitor. Every year, an increasing number of wildlife photographers journey here. They come chasing a rare glimpse, a perfect shot, a moment of connection with the wild. But as lenses turn toward the leopard, a new story begins to unfold. This is a story not just of beauty, but of impact, of what happens when wild spaces become destinations. This is Framing the Wild, a closer look at the growing world of photography tourism in Spiti Valley. Getting to Spiti is an expedition in itself.
So it's been 1 hour and a half we are here, waiting for the papers, taking quite some time. But
from Delhi or Chandigarh, it's a grueling 2-day journey by road through winding, often treacherous mountain passes. The altitude rises quickly, and with it, the cold deepens. As the roads climb higher, the signal bars vanish, and so does the sense of modern urgency. You begin to understand, out here, time moves differently. And this is just...
So we just arrived. We are going to the sighting, but it's completely foggy. So we drove 1 hour and a half. I'm not sure we'll be able to see anything. We might have to wait quite some time. It's quite slippery here as well.
The real quest starts on foot. With every step, the terrain becomes more unforgiving. Ice-crusted trails, biting winds, and thin air make every breath an effort. But for those searching for the snow leopard, discomfort is expected, almost welcomed. The snow leopard doesn't give itself away. Days may pass without a sign. You wait, you scan, you trust your guide's instincts and the mountain's silence.
I wanted to understand from you, what did you do before becoming a tracker? When did you start? And what it has changed for you, basically.
He used to work in people's farms and as a contract worker, doing various jobs before working as a snow leopard tracker.
Okay.
And then he started learning about snow leopards around 11-12 years ago.
Okay.
And that's how he became a part of the team, and ever since then he has been a snow leopard tracker.
Okay. And do you do that like during the whole year? Because I'm guessing now it's the peak season, right? But like, what about, June, July, August, like that kind of thing? Are you also doing that, or are you doing other job?
So he works 12 months of the year as a snow leopard tracker.
Okay.
And in summers also he is keeping a track of the number of snow leopards that are around in Spiti. And he also likes to see the birds that visit in summers. Okay. And it's a little different tracking snow leopards in the summers.
Yeah.
Basically it's more they are following the foot trails on the mud and the scrap marks and different types of ways that they are tracking the snow leopards even in summer. So they are working full-time 12 months of the year.
Okay.
The rise of photography tourism has reshaped the valley. Former herders have become expert trackers. Their deep knowledge of the land now serves a different purpose, bringing outsiders closer to a moment they'll never forget. But it's still a waiting game, and require lots of efforts would push you out of your comfort zone.
Tough first 4 days because of the altitude, just to get used to it. I also got burnt all of here on my first day, which was really tough. And then from the last 2 days I had lots of pain in my eyes because of the snow. I went to buy some eye drop, and I think now it's much better. So today feeling good.
10 hours for one chance, weeks of cold for one frame, and even then there are no guarantees. In the stillness, it comes. The leopard moves like a shadow, confident, unhurried, utterly indifferent to the humans watching from afar. For a moment, the world stops. You forget the cold, you forget the climb, but when the shutter clicks, another question lingers in the air. How does our presence in this wilderness shape its future? As the village wakes, life stirs quietly under the snow. Another day begins in the highlands, once shaped by tradition, but now touched by change.
Okay, but you need to give me like a honest answer.
Okay.
So, what do you think about tourism in Spiti? What do you think is good? What do you think is bad?
I think the good things are locals are getting sport, right?
Yeah, more money.
But more money. Because nowadays, for us, for my purpose, my view is that, but in our village, we are all our farmers, you know.
Yeah.
Snow is not, what we call. We are not getting too much snow.
Yeah.
So it's affecting on our farming system, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why tourism come. It is easy to for
help
our life. He is
support.
helping for our life, you know.
Okay.
That is the reason one. And disadvantage is some tourists are came right. They don't know how to settle. Behave in that manner, you know.
Okay.
So that is the problem. But otherwise, I don't know.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That's it.
Thanks so much.
That is-
So, what do you think about tourism?
Good.
Good? Why good?
They gave chocolate.
That's a good one.
Even the youngest are aware visitors mean new stories, new faces, and sometimes new dreams.
So the yaks, we use yaks for mainly for blowing our feed.
Okay.
So nowadays the tractors, people are mostly using tractor, but during the old time we used to plow our field with the help of yak. And also yak have many other uses, like if during the winter times, if someone stuck in village, the roads are closed, so yaks are very good in snow. So
Okay.
and they are very comfortable.
So you would ride the yak?
So we ride the patient on the yak and we'll drop them
Oh,
to
wow.
Gaza or some other location.
Okay.
For travelers, the comfort is welcome. For locals, it's a new kind of economy. Guest houses now cater to longer stays, especially for photographers chasing fleeting glimpses of rare wildlife.
Mandatory thing here, as well as just my bag with my camera and all the different lens that I can be using during this trip. So this is all the stuff I had.
This is the toolkit of a changing future, not just for capturing images but for creating livelihoods. In just a few winters, photography tourism has turned a quiet valley into a seasonal hub. Guides are trained, shops are stocked, homes are upgraded. For a few intense months, life accelerates. Then, as quickly as it began, the silence returns. The question now is not just how tourism sustains, but for how long and for whom. Spiti adapts as it always has, but in the frame of progress, not everyone is in focus. Snow leopards live in some of the world's most fragile ecosystems. For many, capturing a photograph of this elusive predator is the ultimate prize, a testament to patience, endurance, and luck. But behind each perfect shot lies a question. What is the true cost of this encounter?
We are on our way, as we have been spotted again, but we got stuck. The car got stuck on ice.
As photography tourism grows, so does the presence of people in delicate habitats. Well-meaning visitors, sometimes unknowingly, alter animal behavior, changing feeding routes, increasing stress levels, or causing species to abandon territories altogether.
So Takba, nice to meet you. I'm really happy to be here. So I heard that you are part of the forest department. So I have like a couple of questions for you. That's gonna be lots of things to translate.
Okay, just I will be in shorts. Okay.
Yeah.
So the positive impact is that if the tourism increase, so there will be employment in the Kibar village, not in Kibar, just all over Spiti Valley, even the outside also beyond this Himachal.
Yeah.
So the first thing is that all the people will get employment, and if before this all the peoples were just busy with their homeworks like that, they stay in room only. And the negative impact is that if the huge number of crowd just came, if they go to the forest, the wildlife will get disturbed and somehow they will run away from their territory. So it's a very bad for the environment.
So
And-
when we were speaking off the record, you were telling me that you had example where you had like photographers and let's say group with like spotters and that went down the mountain to be really close to get the good shot. So that's probably a negative thing that could happen, right?
So it's up to the local peoples of here, the scanner, porters, and the guide, that they should be well educated about the leopard and their restriction in the area, so that they don't go much closer to the leopard. And if they are well educated and they take this as in a proper way,
Yeah.
the snow leopard expedition will go for a very long time, and it will give a lot of benefit for the whole Spiti Valley.
Increased exposure brings both funding and friction. Rangers face the difficult task of balancing protection with access preserving a wilderness that is becoming increasingly well-traveled. For local communities, snow leopards represent both cultural pride and real economic challenges. They are predators that sometimes threaten livestock, yet the tourism they attract can provide vital income. The trade-off is complex, and not every community benefits equally. Tourism can be a lifeline, providing jobs, supporting livelihoods, and giving snow leopards more value alive than dead. But if not carefully managed, it risks replacing one form of harm with another. So we're left with a question: are we protecting what we love, or loving it too much to protect? Because in the end, every footprint, human or feline, leaves a mark. Wildlife photography has the power to move people, to inspire awe, ignite curiosity, and galvanize protection. But with that power comes responsibility.
Okay, so last interview for my trip, and I think we always say that we keep the best for the end.
So we started this in 2014, and it was a venture which we wanted to start to bring about winter tourism in Kibar village. Show people snow leopards, bring in employment, and it was just a dream which has now become a reality. And back in the day, the roads from Kinnaur to Spiti were really bad. It used to take us like around 16 hours to get till Rampur. Whereas now it's become much better. Like it takes 6-7 hours you're in Rampur. So we've faced a lot of difficulties over the years, and it's taken a lot of time to develop the snow leopard expedition to what it is today. It's like porters, drivers, chefs, scanners, multiple jobs, like multiple hotels on the way are now getting employment because of the snow leopard expedition.
Yeah. What do you see, however, as like maybe something to be conscious of, or things to be careful in the future? Because with the increase and the growth of the tourism, do you see any potential issue?
Yeah, for sure. Like tourism is a challenging industry for sure. It has to be ecologically sensitive when it comes to the Himalayas. This is like a very sensitive area. The temperatures here are extreme. The locals here are dependent on the snowfall. They need snow for their agricultural things like farming, and water sources also from the snow. So if we get a lot of vehicles up here and do mass tourism, it's going to affect the glacier. and the water source, the heat will increase, which we have been seeing over the years. In summers, temperatures are rising rapidly. So if any level of impact we need some laws that need to be implemented by the government in Spiti Valley. At the moment, I don't see any, like, if you just tour around Kaza, there's so much waste lying around over here. Kaza's the most polluted right now because of mass tourism.
Incredible morning. We saw 2 snow leopards. One was on the right side, was on the left. One moved now, and we lost sight of it because of the fog. So it's completely foggy here, and we cannot see anything anymore. One of the most crazy stuff was there was a call, so maybe a mating call or something. So yeah, let's see how the day is gonna go. So now we're just coming back. It's almost dark. There was a complete change of plan. What happened is we were planning to go home around 4, and then because it was snowing like crazy, and then suddenly the sky became blue, and then we saw at the same time the 2 snow leopards moving. So we just found a place to stay and watch. So the female was trying to follow the male, and so we have a picture where they are together. So that's why we are coming back late. What a day.
The best images don't come from interference. They come from patience, respect, and an understanding that the subject comes first always. Solutions exist, and they start with awareness. Keeping your distance, never using bait, following local guidance, choosing operators that put wildlife welfare above profit, and listening to those who live closest to the land, because often they are the first to feel the impact and the most invested in preserving the balance. The future of wildlife photography depends not on getting closer, but on stepping back, giving wild animals the space to be wild, and ensuring our presence leaves no trace. This is not just about images, it's about impact. Support local conservation. Travel with care. Photograph with purpose. Because the most powerful legacy we can leave is a world still worth capturing.